Today's video, I'm going to share with you another Ghanaian traditional delicacy popularly enjoyed by people in the Volta region of Ghana. This recipe was shared with me by my good friends in Ghana. Every time we go to Ghana, they give us a feast. And the last time I was in Ghana, she took me through this recipe step by step, giving me tips. So I'm going to share those tips and steps with you today. And I'm dedicating this recipe and video to them. So Adam, Louisa, Felix, and Bertha, I hope you enjoy this video. And I just can't wait for us to meet again and to share another feast. So yeah, join me, sit tight, get your apron, because my friend Louisa, who taught me how to cook this recipe, always wears her apron to cook. So I've got my apron on, get yours on and cook along. What we are cooking today is Bobitadi served with Akple. If you've never heard of Bobitadi, Bobitadi is anchovies. So we've got anchovies in here, dried anchovies. It's usually salty. And we are going, the tadi means it is stew. So we are going to make anchovy stew. So the ingredients we need are the Bobitadi, which is the anchovies, some palm oil, some onions. So I've got 2 bulbs of onions which I have sliced, and I've got some ginger, some scotch bonnet, some garlic in there as well. I've got some tolo beef for flavoring. I've got some dry shrimps also for flavoring, and Aftrad Village Kitchen's natural spice blends for more flavors and taste. So 10 spice blend and 7 spice blend. And I've got tomatoes which I have simmered. And this is how I simmered my tomatoes. I blended the tomatoes, poured it into a wide open pot, simmered it on a low to medium heat for about 20 minutes, and all the water simmered out into this lovely paste. Doing this helps to give a nice rich red color, and it improves the taste of your stew. So I recommend that you do this. Showed you how I simmered the tomatoes into this nice thick paste. It helps to quicken up the cooking process. And for the akple, I'm using some maize flour and some gari. So we will get straight into cooking the stew. Starting with the anchovies. The anchovies needs to be soaked in water and washed really well. So if you are using dried anchovies from Ghana, what you need to do is to wash it a number of times to remove the sand. Usually the ones from Ghana contain very fine sand. So you need to wash it well, rinse it, sieve it a number of times to remove the sand. But the ones I get here in the UK, it's just filled with so much salt, and you don't want to have all that salt in your food. So, and plus it may be dirty. I don't know how they dried it. So just look at how the water has changed color. So I'll wash this in water, rinse it, strain it about 3 times before I actually use it. So first round. Second rinse. If you are using the anchovies from Ghana, what you need to do is also, once you rinse it or you wash it, before you strain off the water, let it settle, and all that sand will settle at the bottom. You need, with the ones from Ghana, you need another bowl so that you transfer the anchovies to the other bowl, so that you don't keep the fine sand in your food. But this one doesn't contain fine sand, so I'm okay to do it this way. Third rinse. You can see it's getting clearer. The water is getting clearer. You can tell that the anchovies has been washed nicely. So after third rinse, I'm good to start with the stew. Because the stew really goes quickly when you are cooking it. I'm going to make my meko, which we always make in Ghana. So meko is usually some pepper and onions. I'm using just a tiny bit of onions, and my garlic, which I've got the garlic in here, so I'm adding the garlic. I'm going to grate my ginger. That's the trick I always use. I'm grating it to just help me easily make this meko in my asanka. Using your asanka to grind your pepper just helps you to develop a lot of flavor. The grinding action helps to release all the oils from the ingredients, and it just gives you the best flavor possible. So if you want flavor, do go through this process for that extra bit of flavor, proper traditional Ghanaian flavors. So now this is done, and it's time for us to get the pot heated and palm oil warmed up for the stew. Once my pot was warmed up, I added in the palm oil, followed by the sliced onions and the tolo beef. So tolo beef is salted beef. It's cured for some couple of days and it becomes really nice and salty, releasing some umami flavors to the dish when used. In absence of that, you can use anchovies or salted tilapia, dried tilapia as well. So after frying for about 3 minutes, I added in the meko, which was the ginger, garlic and pepper. And of course, like our mamas used to do, I had to rinse the asanka with a bit of water and add it into it. No wastage here. The next thing was to add the 7 spice blend, a teaspoon of that and a teaspoon of the 10 spice blend. These are natural spices like aniseed, African nutmeg, cloves and white pepper, black pepper, adding its natural flavors to the dish. After about 3 minutes, I added in the simmered tomatoes and I let that cook for about 5 minutes for it to cook really nice and for all the flavors to marry nicely. I always like to have a taste to check the seasoning if it is okay. So at this point, I had not added in any salt because the anchovies itself is really salty. So I added in the anchovies and I added in the dried shrimps before making sure it was all married well before adding any salt. Okay, so I did realize I didn't even need any salt after this, and about 5 minutes letting all the flavors marry together, the stew was ready. I added in my peppers for the extra touch, squeezing some of them to release the peppery taste, and just look at this. It is done. It is looking sumptuous and scrumptious, and it was ready for my akple. So yeah, let's move on to making the akple now. For the akple, I'm using 1 cup of gari to 3 cups of maize flour. So this maize flour was bought here in the UK. It's not the ones from Ghana, but it's equally the same thing. This one is much yellower, but the ones usually from Ghana is whiter. So to start the akple, I needed to make a light porridge with the maize. So I took about a cupful or close to a cupful and then put that in my pot, and then to the rest of the maize flour I added in the gari because that will be mixed in making the akple. I also made sure I had my hot water boiled and ready for the main akple, but to make the porridge I used some cold water, just enough to mix the flour into a light mixture for me to be able to cook it into that light porridge before we start. So I also added in some salt for taste, just a pinch of salt. So I got my burner on and started cooking this light mixture into a porridge. So after, you need to continually stir it, and after a while you see it's thickening up, and once it thickens up, it's time to add in the maize and gari flour mixture and then stir in one direction to make sure everything is well incorporated. So it needs a bit of handwork and some muscles. Keep on stirring, keep on mixing, and then once it's all mixed up, add a bit of water to cook this dough down, and then cover it with a lid and let it cook for about 5 minutes before you come back to stir it into a lovely dough which we know as akple. So while that was also going on, I got my water station ready and my bowl to dish out my akple into. So everything needs to be ready, because once you get going to dish it out, it is so quick, so you need to have everything to hand. So using my saucer, I was able to dish out the akple. And to know when the akple is done, when you have a taste, you realize that it is cooked. It doesn't have that raw taste in it. So I constantly have a taste now and then, and when I see that difference in taste happen, then I know it is well cooked. So a bit of steaming, a bit of stirring helps to cook this through really well. So here it was done. I got my saucer ready, and when it's well dipped into the water and it's wet, it's so much easier for it to come off your plate. And using my spatula too, it's so much easier to get it off the plate. And with a cling film, it is just so much easier to, have the lovely bowls that we all like. Alternatively, if you are going to eat this straight away, straight from the saucer, just like how it was, straight onto my plate, and I love it that way, nice and rough. Just like how they do it in the village, okay? Nobody has time to be making some nice smooth balls. Anyway, so here's a tip that I like to show you. So to be able to easily clean the akple pot, just add in some water, add some dishwashing liquid, and let it boil. Let it sit for some couple of minutes, and then it becomes soft and it's so easy to wash. Okay, so yes, look at our Bobitadi. It is ready. It is smelling so good. It is nice and hot, and akple and Bobitadi is eaten when it is really hot. So yep, I am dishing this out. I hope yours is ready as well for us to eat and enjoy. Okay, so this is one lovely traditional stew. Simple ingredients, very few ingredients, but maximum flavor. If you are from that region in Ghana, you would really, this would take you back. This would take you back to those days. All right, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Don't forget to click the thumbs up and the like button, turn on your notification button, and share with your friend. So here we are, it's ready, our Bobitadi and akple, which is enjoyed when everything is so nice and hot. So here we go, join me and let's eat. This is to Louisa, Adam, Bertha, and Pastor Felix. Thank you so much for giving me such a good time. I'm sure I have done a good job with this one. If not, do let me know. But yeah, till we are able to meet once more and have another feast. Enjoy.